What's up, guys? Welcome to Yankees Fantasy. Give a quick little introduction. My name is Anthony. I am the creator of Yankees Fantasy. What this channel is going to be about is all things New York Yankees. So you'll get all New York Yankees news. You'll get Yankees free agency updates. You'll get player updates. You'll get news about the Yankees during the trade deadline. And you'll get in-game highlights as well during the season. I basically wanted to start this channel because I'm a diehard Yankee fan. And, I've always wanted to, do some live coverage about the Yankees. And sort of like, how could I say it? Sort of get into the media world. So I think this is a perfect step to get that way. And to give all content of New York Yankees, this is going to be so much fun. Appreciate you guys joining the ride. Let's get to it today on our very first episode. So, what this episode is going to pertain is so far some updates that are going on during this very early start to this offseason. So, first thing I want to talk about one player, specifically who is the only Yankee who got a qualifying offer for 2026. And he accepted this qualifying offer of $22.05 million. That man is Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham, very interesting case, because on one hand, you have people who are okay with him coming back, who are okay and happy that he is coming back. And then you have the majority of fans who are not happy that he's coming back at all, who felt the Yankees should have never even offered him a qualifying offer. They felt that he should have just walked. I understand both sides, right? But before I give my take on Trent Grisham coming back, let's talk about him for a second. Let's talk about his production in 2025. So, in 2025, Trent Grisham had the best year of his career so far. So, in 144 games, Trent Grisham hit .235 with a .348 on-base percentage, .464 slugging, .811 OPS, 3.5 WAR, and what was even more impressive was career high in home runs. He hit 34 home runs to go along with 74 RBIs. And for a guy like Trent Grisham, that's amazing. He's never produced like this before. Trent Grisham was never known for his offense. He was always known for his defense because he is an elite center fielder. The defensive metrics didn't really like him this year. They had him as a negative defender. And sometimes you could kind of see it during the season, right? But at least for me and a lot of Yankee fans, he was still really good defensively. Still made catches that you look and you said, "Oh, he made that?" Now, you would think that for a guy like Trent Grisham, sure, let's give him the qualifying offer. No problem, right? Well, I see where Yankee fans are not happy that he not only got a qualifying offer, but he accepted it. Let's start with his postseason. This year, 7 games in the playoffs, he was horrendous. He batted only .138, .219 on base percentage, .207 slugging, and .426 OPS. And especially when you were the leadoff hitter for the Yankees in the playoffs, it's not good at all. That is not good. And then another reason why Yankee fans are upset that he is coming back next year is because it seems like he's going to be taking playing time away from Jason Dominguez. And with the possibility of the Yankees trying to bring up Spencer Jones, that's going to take playing time away from him too. And I completely agree. I agree with the fact that now with Trent Grisham coming back, Jason Dominguez's playing time is going to get cut short again. He's going to be riding the bench again. And then with Spencer Jones, in this case, I honestly wouldn't even bring him up anymore. I would not bring him up if I'm the Yankees at this point. Now, how I look at it, right? Again, I look at it from both sides, but I'm okay with Trent Grisham actually coming back. I'm okay with it because let's face it, right? The center field market wasn't great this offseason. Like, it's not great this offseason. And Trent Grisham is still a really good center fielder. Do we expect him to produce the same numbers that he produced this season? Absolutely not. I don't even know if he's going to hit 20 home runs. Because he's not a guy who's really going to hit you 20 home runs. He's never really done it. I think he's done it maybe one time. Maybe that 2022 season where he was phenomenal that year. Which even then, I don't think he hit 20 home runs. I think he hit like 18 or 19 home runs. So yeah, I'm not expecting Trent Grisham to give that same offensive production. But he's still valuable in center field. And let's be real, guys. In 2025, there were a lot of games that the Yankees were either down or the game was tied. And Trent Grisham stepped up to the plate. And he would hit dinger after dinger after dinger to give the Yankees the lead. Who remembers that game, May 7th, against the Padres? That ninth inning, the Yankees were down 3-1. And what did Trent Grisham do with a runner on first? Bing! Hit a 2-run home run that tied the game for us. Now, is $22 million a lot for Trent Grisham? Absolutely. I think that is a lot. Because again, like I said, we don't know if he's going to be that same player. But you got to look at it this way too. Let's say he doesn't produce the way that he did this year. And he goes back to being regular Trent Grisham, right? Not being a great offensive player. Well, you simply put him on the bench. You put him on the bench and you let Jason Dominguez play. It's kind of simple. Just have Trent on the bench if he goes back to being that same player that he was back in 2023 and before he came to the Yankees. But ultimately, I'm okay with him coming back because you like to have that kind of player, that kind of leadership on the team. And clearly, he's very liked in the locker room. So, again, welcome back, Trent Grisham. I think this is an okay move. In the end, let's see what happens, Let's give it another run with Trent Grisham. But if he is going to be the leadoff hitter for next season, he's really got to improve that batting average. Like, if he could get his batting average up to like 250 and get on base like around like the same, like 348, or even get it up to anywhere between 350 to 360, and almost give you the same production that he gave you last year, then it's perfect. Then you have your center fielder. All right. The next guy I want to go to Cody Bellinger. But before I get into really diving deep on Cody Bellinger, I actually want to talk about a trade that just happened yesterday. And the reason I'm going to bring up this trade is because this could be massively damaging for the Yankees. Actually, I shouldn't say damaging. I should say that this should put the Yankees on kind of high alert. So if you guys didn't hear, the Mets and Texas Rangers made a trade yesterday. They made player-on-player trade. So, all-star second baseman Marcus Semien, is going to the Mets. And in exchange, outfielder Brandon Nimmo is heading to Texas. Now, why did the Mets make this trade? Probably to free up some salary because of his contract. Because Nimmo had 5 years left worth $101 million. Because he was getting paid $20 million a year from the 8-year deal that he signed in 2022. He just completed the 3rd year. And now he's going to be heading to Texas. I think the main reason the Mets made this trade, they obviously made this trade because that frees up left field. It frees up left field, and honestly, it kind of actually also frees up center field for the Mets. And the reason I bring this up is because the Yankees have said their number one priority going into this offseason is that they want to re-sign Cody Bellinger. And we all know what Cody Bellinger can do. We all know that he could play left field, center field, and first base. And right now, those 3 positions are open. They are open right now. But more specifically, left field is the main spot that is open. It's open for either Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker. Both who are better defenders than Brandon Nimmo, specifically Cody Bellinger. Let's go over Cody Bellinger real quick. In 2025, he finally got to play for the New York Yankees. And in 2025, his numbers were amazing. In 152 games played, Cody Bellinger batted .272, .334 on base percentage, .480 slugging, .813 OPS, a 5 WAR. He had 29 home runs, 98 RBIs, all while playing every position in the outfield, mostly playing left field, and he also got to play a couple games at first base. He didn't play many first games at first base this year because that was occupied by Paul Goldschmidt. But he did get a couple reps in first base this year. Guys, again, the Yankees said their number one priority is Cody Bellinger. And Cody has said he's open to staying a Yankee. Not even that he's just open to staying a Yankee. He wants to remain a Yankee. He wants to remain a Yankee because he's a Yankee fan. And the biggest reason, his father, Clay, was a Yankee. So this is a perfect fit. I have been saying for years, since I think 2023, I wanted Cody Bellinger on this team. And last year, when he got traded to the Yankees last offseason, I was ecstatic. I was running around outside hype. That people were saying, yo, what are you getting so hype about? And I'm like, read what Jeff Passan just tweeted. Cody Bellinger is officially a New York Yankee. And then you had a lot of people who were saying, Cody's not going to give you that production that he gave with the Dodgers. He's not good anymore. Well, he proved everybody wrong. And people were saying, Cody's not going to stay healthy. He can't play more than 120 games. Well, that's wrong too, because 2022, 2023, 24, and this past season, he played 130 plus games each year. This year, like I said a little while ago, he played in 152 games. So the injury problems with Cody, I say for right now, are out the window. Because the guy is showing he can stay healthy. And wherever you need to play him at, he'll play. So the Yankees need to do everything that they can to re-sign Cody. And there's a lot of pressure on them now to re-sign him, especially after the news that Brandon Nimmo got traded to the Rangers. And now the left field is open for the Mets. Ultimately, I do believe Cody will re-sign with the Yankees. Like I said, he enjoyed being a Yankee. His father was a Yankee. He said that he is open, that he wants to come back. So I do believe that ultimately he will be back. I would say probably around $183 million that he'll come back for. He's going to get around like 30.5 to 31 million per year. And I think the Yankees will be willing to give that to him. So to every Yankee fan who is scared that he is not going to re-sign, you have a right. I understand why you would be a little nervous. I get it. And, a lot of people are comparing this to the Juan Soto situation where Steinbrenner and Cashman said the number one priority was re-signing Soto. People are saying, hey, they said the same thing last year and Soto didn't come back. Well, this is completely different because the Yankees, they were willing to offer Juan Soto $760 million. And that's a lot of money. They offered him $760 million for 16 years. And he turned that down because the Mets gave him $765 million. Plus money for his mom's clothes. Plus his own suite. And what people also don't talk about in that deal is that if Juan Soto opts out after 2029, the Mets can add in an extra year that would make his contract overall go up to $805 million. So you see why Soto didn't come back. And even then, Soto, he didn't make it clear that he wanted to come back to the Yankees. He didn't make that super obvious. Whereas Cody, he's made it obvious he wants to come back here. So I think the Yankees are going to get a deal done with Cody. We probably won't see a deal get done till I'm predicting anywhere between mid-December to early January. I don't think he's going to come back right away. Because we all know who the top free agent is going to be this offseason. It's Kyle Tucker. It's Kyle Tucker. He's the top free agent this offseason. Cody is second. So I think Cody's going to end up waiting for Kyle Tucker to sign somewhere. And then Cody will ultimately come back to the Yankees. All right. Some other moves that the Yankees have so far made this offseason. We have a couple of players who were non-tendered. Let's talk about it real quick. Michael Arias, Scott Effross, Ian Hamilton, Mark Leiter Jr., and Jake Cousins, the cousin of Kirk Cousins, if you didn't know. I think the main loss is definitely Jake Cousins. Man, Jake Cousins, in his only year with the Yankees last year in 2024, in the 37 games that he pitched in, he was filthy. Like, watching him pitch last year, oh, man, that slider that he had, filthy. But I understand why the Yankees non-tendered him. Because he has an injury problem. He has an injury history. And he just had Tommy John surgery earlier this year before the season started. Or like when the season started, he got the Tommy John surgery. So I understand why they did it. And yeah, it was time to move on, Does that necessarily mean that he's going to be gone forever from the Yankees? Probably not. Like, I could see the Yankees probably bringing him back on like a minor league deal. But we don't know if he's actually going to pitch in 2026. We don't know. Because Tommy John surgery for pitchers typically takes anywhere between 14 to 18 months to fully heal. You know, unless you're Garrett Cole and you're throwing off a mound already, throwing 98-mile-an-hour heat. But, yeah, Jake Cousins, you know, he was really good for us last year, but you understand why the Yankees non-tendered him. I really do wish him all the best. Hopefully one day he could come back here and he could be healthy and he could help out this bullpen. A guy that I am very happy got non-tendered, Mark Leiter Jr. Oh, man, since Mark Leiter got here, he just was not good. He did not fit this team. Now, when I say fit this team, oh boy. He didn't have it, man. He didn't have his juice, you know? He didn't have his mechanics. And everything was just so off. Like, even multiple times this season, right? In games that Aaron Boone should have never put him in. He puts him in, immediately gives up a home run or 2 home runs, even a grand slam in one game earlier this year. His mechanics were way off here in New York. And yeah, it was definitely time to move on from him. It was. Ian Hamilton, Ian was an interesting case because he started off really good for us. Like 2023, he was really good. Kind of fell off a little bit in 2024, but he wasn't horrible. This year, not good. Like, it got to a point where you had to move on from him as well. Like, even though he made the postseason roster, it was time to just move on, you know? Ian Hamilton is another guy I wish all the best because I'm still a fan of him. And I hope that whatever other team that he goes to, I hope he succeeds, you know? Maybe, like, his time in New York just needed to come to an end so that he could get his confidence back or something. But, yeah, it was time to move on from him as well. All right, so some other moves that the Yankees have made. To avoid arbitration, the Yankees and Oswaldo Cabrera came to an agreement on a $1.2 million contract for 2026. Very happy about this deal. Very happy to see Oswaldo Cabrera come back. It's going to be interesting to see what his role will be next year because in case you guys forgot, which I'm sure none of you guys forgot, Oswaldo Cabrera's season was cut short because in a game back in May against the Seattle Mariners, he was trying to score at home. He did score, but the cost was he fractured his ankle. So that caused him to have surgery almost immediately, and it cut his season short. And he was actually the starting third baseman for the Yankees before he got hurt. So it was very unfortunate to see a guy like Cabrera go down. A great locker room guy, a great guy overall. Everybody loves Oswaldo Cabrera. So to see him come back for 2026, it's going to be awesome. I'm almost certain that he's definitely going to be a utility player. Like, he'll definitely be riding the bench. But what I could see happening as well is on days. So if you guys don't know, Anthony Volpe won't be starting the season on time because he had elbow surgery, so he won't be starting the season on time. What I could see is on days that Jose Caballero needs off, or on days that Ryan McMahon needs off, Oswaldo will slide right in and play. I don't see him necessarily starting at second base on days Jazz needs off. Only because I'm almost certain the Yankees are going to try to play Jazz every day. Especially when this is going to be his contract year. But we'll see. I mean, that's the good part about having a utility guy like Cabrera, who could play in the outfield, play anywhere you need him in the infield. So it's going to be fun to have him back for next year, and I'm hoping he has a really nice season. Another guy that the Yankees avoided arbitration, Clarke Schmidt. That's right. Clarke Schmidt and the Yankees agreed to a $4.5 million contract for the 2026 season. We probably won't see Clarke Schmidt pitch in 2026 just because he's another guy who recently had Tommy John surgery back in July, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was like July he had Tommy John surgery. And that hurt us big time. That hurt us because Clarke Schmidt, he didn't start the season on time last year. He didn't start the season on time with us. But in the games that he pitched, oh man, lights out pretty much. And I'm a huge Clarke Schmidt fan because his mechanics are very filthy. And he's a guy who will pitch under 3 and will get you the strikeouts. Like, he'll get you your 5, 6, 7 strikeouts per game. And he can go 6+ innings. He's an innings eater starter. Which is why it's sad that we probably won't get to see him pitch next year. But it's not fully off the table of him coming back in 2026. It's not off the table completely, but it's highly unlikely that he's going to pitch. And honestly, I wouldn't rush him back. I would not rush him back because, God forbid, a strikeout happens in 2027. In 2027, if there's no lockout, you have him ready in the rotation or have him be an innings eating reliever guy. That's what's special about Clarke Schmidt. He eats up a lot of innings, which this Yankee rotation, they kind of have a hard time doing. They do. They're not very consistent with going many innings. We got lucky that Max Fried went a lot of innings this year. We got lucky that he went multiple games where he would go 7+ innings. Everybody else, it was inconsistency. So let's see what happens when Clarke Schmidt does ultimately come back, Because, again, I'm a huge fan of him, and I really want him to come back and be fully healthy and be the same pitcher that he was before he got hurt again. Another guy that the Yankees are bringing back is Ryan Yarbrough. The Yankees and Yarbrough actually ended up agreeing to a $2.5 million deal for the 2026 season. I like this deal. Ryan Yarbrough, he came late this past spring training, wasn't guaranteed to even make the team, but because of his spring training performance, he earned himself a spot. In what originally he was supposed to be in the bullpen, when a lot of our starters got hurt, Ryan Yarbrough stepped up. 8 games as a starter, he went 40 innings and pitched to a 3.83 ERA. His overall numbers for this season, he went 3-1 in 19 total games, 4.36 ERA with 55 strikeouts. I know that doesn't sound great at first, right? But outside of a game against the Red Sox, Ryan Yarbrough really was dealing, and he helped us, especially early in the season, back in June, Game 3 against the Dodgers, to avoid getting swept. He went out there, pitched 5-6 innings, and he dominated the Dodgers. When Max Fried and Will Warren couldn't even go past 4 innings. Ryan Yarbrough is a guy that you want in the bullpen. Now, I'm thinking for the starting rotation, at least until Garrett Cole comes back, you're probably looking at a rotation of Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler, Luis Heel, and Will Warren. But you could probably swap like Will Warren and Ryan Yarbrough if you want to. Like, either one will be good as the fifth starter until Garrett Cole comes back. And then obviously when Cole comes back, both Will Warren and Ryan Yarbrough will be in the bullpen. But overall, I'm very happy that Ryan Yarbrough is coming back. He doesn't get talked about enough, but I'm very happy to see him come back, especially after the year that he gave us. I'm very happy that the Yankees gave him a deal. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Be sure to check out Yankees Fantasy on Instagram and TikTok and on X, formerly known as Twitter. Because you're going to be seeing a lot more updates coming soon within the next couple weeks. I'm sure the day after Thanksgiving, you're going to be hearing a lot of rumors that are coming. So I'll be sure to post that, keep you guys updated. And yes, I'll see you guys next time. Let's go.